Well, hello everybody and welcome to Assembly. I do hope you had a really good half term, although already it seems quite a long time ago. I'm going to start with rowing, and over half term the senior boys were in action at the Head of the Don in Doncaster. The race was a great opportunity to test the progress made during recent training, and over the two divisions the boys raced well, with the two quads being separated only by 0.1 of a second over the 4-kilometre course. And the doubles all showed good progress, with the Division 1 crew of Johnson and Rathbone taking the win over Hull University, a prestigious victory, and very well done, boys. Rugby. Some of our rugby teams were back in action on Wednesday, the first 15 travelling to Barnard Castle for round 3 of the National Cup. Unfortunately, Barnard Castle were too strong for us on this occasion, taking the win 42-10. And the under-16s also travelled there, and in an entertaining game they lost by just the 1 point, 26-25. The second 15, meanwhile, played Ripon Grammar's first 15 and put in a good performance, just going down 14-5, so well done to all of our players. Girls hockey, and an exciting week there. Half-term was a well-needed rest for the girls, and this week, though, we were already very quickly back into competitive environment of the National Cup. On Tuesday, the under-16 girls travelled to Gsal for their last 32 Tier 1 Cup match. And from start to finish, it was a superb performance from all the girls, which saw us dominate possession and create plenty of chances. Despite this, the chances went begging, and although the possession and shot statistics were heavily in our favour, full-time finished with the score 1-1, with Violet Moody being our goal scorer. The first round of penalty strokes couldn't separate the teams, and it was in the third round of sudden death when unfortunately we lost. But special mention must go to Lauren Wood, who made 2 outstanding saves in the penalty strokes. It was the hardest of defeats to accept. However, the girls have been a credit to themselves and the school all term, and we're sure this will feed their hunger and ours to make the national finals next year. On Wednesday, it was the under-18s' turn to face Gsal at home in the National Cup Tier 3 last 32. This was a game that a report says wasn't a classic from a hockey playing point of view. However, it was a classic for high drama, grit, and 2 teams who refused to give an inch, and I certainly enjoyed the bit that I got to see. 2 well-taken goals against the run of play in the first half, converted by captain Poppy Curtis and Poppy Dodsworth, after great work from Molly Ake, saw the 18s go into half-time 2-0 up. This was also due to some resolute defending and goalkeeping, especially from the barrage of short corners which we faced. Early in the second half, Gsal pulled a goal back, only for Holly Pearce to carry the ball halfway up the pitch and set up a tap-in for Poppy Dodsworth to regain our 2-goal cushion. Tired legs and minds from the girls saw Gsal score 2 late goals to leave the scores at 3-3. For the second time in 2 days, therefore, in the National Cup, we went into the nervous lottery of penalty strokes. 2 excellent slaves from player of the match Rosie Jones gave us an advantage, which we capitalised on, and Fran Wilson confidently converted our 5th stroke to give us a 4-3 win. High drama, exhaustion and elation. The very best of luck in the last 16 in the Nationals to our under-18 girls. Our under-14 girls, meanwhile, travelled to Harrogate Grammar School on Wednesday and came away comfortable 6-0 victors. Captain Emily Steele deserving special mention for her hat-trick, and it was an excellent all-round team performance. Girls tennis, the North Regional Finals, having played extremely well to qualify for these finals, the competition in Sunderland over half-term was very strong. The team finished in a very creditable 3rd place overall, having played singles and doubles. A very good result outside of the tennis season, and thank you to Anna Coggrave, Izzy White, Scarlett Ellis and Polly England, who represented the team. A couple of notices. The first one from the LGBTQ+ group, which continues to run on Mondays at 1:20 in Q4. In addition, there'll also be a drop-in on alternating Thursdays at 12:40 and Saturdays at 12:40. More details to follow through a poster via the houses. And debating, there's a very exciting few weeks lined up for debating, starting with the Junior Inter-House Final next Tuesday, 16th November at 1:05 in P12. No doubt be a hard-fought battle between Schoolhouse and Hope House, so best of luck to both teams. The Senior Inter-House will take place this half-term too, so listen out in tutor groups for updates. On Tuesday evening, we also had the first round of the ESU Mace competition, and we wish our team the very best of luck with that. And finally, well, firstly, I just want to say a particular thank you to everybody involved in the project to create new silhouettes of military figures, which you'll have seen around the school. I'm sure you'll agree they are very striking and an effective and poignant way to remember former pupils of the school, as well as being an excellent experience in design and engineering. So well done also to the choir and indeed the whole school for yesterday's remembrance service. It was very good to be back in chapel and to have Major John Stokoe to give us such a very good address. We're currently in what's called the Season of Remembrance, which starts with All Saints' Day on November the 1st, which used to be known as All Hallows' Day, and hence why the evening before is known as Halloween, or the Eve of All Hallows. And on that day in the Christian calendar, people particularly remember those who have died, and the season leads up, of course, to the 11th of November and Remembrance Day for those who died in conflict and war. Memory is a particularly curious aspect of human experience. It's connected to one of the last great mysteries, the whole notion of consciousness, how humans think, and the workings of the brain. Memory is one of our most dangerous, but also one of our most important, but also potentially most dangerous faculties. We use memory all the time for things as obvious as revising for exams, as well as just simply remembering where we need to be and what we need to be doing. One of the saddest and most troubling things about age is the onset of conditions such as dementia and Alzheimer's, and leading to the question of whether someone's identity is wrapped up in the capacity for memory. And those studying A-level religious studies will of course be aware of the philosophical implications of that in areas such as John Hick's replica theory and the topic of life after death and reincarnation. Memory can be extraordinarily powerful. Sportsmen and women can sometimes suffer with underperformance at key moments because of recollections of how things have gone badly before. I used to play a lot of golf, and there was one particular hole where I had to consciously forget the lake on the right-hand side of the fairway, as that was frequently a place where my drive would end up. In sports psychology, visualization is an important factor, and the notion that the body will do what the mind thinks most strongly can be used to replicate positive performance as much as to eliminate memories of poor performance. So, let's conduct a little thought experiment. Think back to a particularly strong and powerful memory that you have. And once you've had a chance to do so, ask yourself whether that strong memory is a positive one or a negative one. It's a sad truth of human experience that our negative memories are often far stronger than our positive ones. And how often do we find ourselves at the end of the day thinking back over things which haven't gone quite as well as we would have liked them to have done, or how occasionally a sudden recollection of an embarrassing or awkward experience will come into our consciousness completely unbidden, and we find ourselves experiencing the same emotions all over again. Well, the flip side to this is that we can therefore be aware of the way our mind can sometimes conspire to work against us. And when we're aware, we can recognise it for what it is, worrying about things which have happened, which are now in the past, and about which we can often do absolutely nothing. As the old saying goes, the dogs bark, but the caravan moves on. And no matter what might have happened, we can always look ahead to the next opportunity and the next experience. A useful visualization technique is to think of times when we've been happy and enjoy those positive emotions over again. And somebody once said that one of the simplest tricks in life is to be aware of the things you enjoy doing and to simply do them more often. Similarly, we can adopt a habit of recognizing when we feel fortunate and hold that in our mind, being grateful for the moment. Another technique is to get to the end of the day and go through the best things which have happened, those things which we feel have gone well and which we've enjoyed. It could be something as simple as a fun conversation with a friend, or where an idea you came up with in class went well. Because life doesn't always have to be about fireworks and the huge highs. The accumulation of small moments of happiness can be just as powerful and potentially more long-lasting than one single unique moment. So, keep accumulating your stock of happy memories as you stay safe, go well, and crack on.